Hey y'all, good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing this beautiful morning? Good morning, Hybrid Gamer. Hey, Very Carrie. Hey, beautiful. I've missed you. I got to go up there and rewatch your replay. And I was like, I've been missing my Very Carrie so very much. How you doing this morning, Very Carrie? Did y'all have a good Easter weekend? I know I did, y'all. I ate me. Well, we did two different dinners. So Friday we did a steak dinner, and then Sunday we did kind of like a Thanksgiving type situation, but it was just like a lot of good food and stuff. It was kind of like a big eating, you know what I mean? Hey, Miss Catherine. Oh my goodness, I've been missing you, Miss Catherine. How you been doing? Everything's been good, but I've been missing you, my very Carrie. You know how much I love you. And I've been telling people, another friend of mine on here has been doing karaoke. He's from another sector on Sunday. And you know, I always got to brag about you, very Carrie. So yeah, we be doing karaoke up there very curious sometimes, and it'd be fun. I haven't been keeping up with hardly any of the drama recently. I know it's been a lot going on, child, but yeah, I do. I miss when you do karaoke because it's fun. It's fun when you do the karaoke when we just sitting there laughing at each other, saying we can't sing, and very curious, you can sing, girl, you can sing. But yeah, so I always brag on you. You know I do. I do that with everybody that I know does amazing. I just been chilling and uh doing my own thing. Hey, Miss Ray. Oh man. So this weekend I was sitting there chilling and I played me some games and I ate big food. I kind of ate too much the other day. You ever ate so much that you can't do nothing? Hey, Mr. Redzilla, how you doing? Oh, I'm just half asleep this morning. So I thought we'd have a coffee conversation this morning, just chill with each other because I am like, yeah, I'm tired. Yeah, I just been doing, moving around, doing some things. I never did really get into the drama and the beef of it all anyway. Even though I'm a part of the beef sector, I never really did beef much. I have been beefing with some crazy folk, but hey Montauk, how you doing this morning? Did y'all have a good Easter weekend? I also think, Mr. Redzilla, it's really funny that they think that you and Mr. Parasite Slayer are the same person. It's hilarious. Yeah, I was out there. I was swinging. I was swinging and banging. But it was on. It was white on white crime. It was. Hey, Mr. Mustard Squirrel. Thank you. Thank you. Um, Yeah, so I thought that was funny. I've been watching all of your clips and all that stuff, and I think y'all's troll army is amazing because y'all are like the good type that you stick up, you have good morals. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I thank you for that. I thank you for all my bushwatchers because there's a lot of people early in the morning. They be busy. They be getting their coffee together. They be getting their kids ready for school. They're busy. They're trying to do everything, and that's why I just be grateful for everybody. But what I was saying about Mr. Redzilla and Mr. Parasite Slayer and all them, they're really good people. They are not the kind of troll that just goes after somebody to be evil. They do it for because they got morals and they stand up for the little guy. You know what I'm saying? Like that's commendable. Like I like people who are commendable that do things to help others and like y'all do some amazing things over there and call out the BS when people are doing awful shit. Also, this morning, I would like to say a prayer. A friend of somebody that I've met that's a sweetheart of a person. Their child is going through heart surgery this morning. The baby was born at 27 weeks. Okay, so the baby is only 3 pounds or something. Obviously, that's scary. You're already worried about your child because they're a micro preemie, but on top of that, they have to have heart surgery. So today, I do want to say a prayer right quick. I know not everybody is a Christian, but I am. Send good vibes, or if you're not a Christian, send good vibes. Do what to send good love that way. Think about them in positivity if you're not a Christian. I'm going to say a prayer right quick. Heavenly Father, I come before you today with a humble heart and a fervent request. I lift up my dear friend and the little baby who is about to undergo surgery, placing them in your loving and capable hands. I pray for your divine guidance and wisdom to be with the doctors and medical staff who will be performing this surgery today. Grant them steady hands, Lord. Clear their minds and discernment in every decision they make. I ask your presence to be with my friend and her family and that baby during this entire procedure. May they feel your comfort and embrace and experience a supernatural peace that surpasses all understanding. Surround them with your healing power, Lord. Please grant my friend a swift and successful surgery with minimal complications and quick recovery. May they be restored to full health and vitality as you intend them to be. I also lift up their loved ones, Lord. Comfort and strengthen them during this time of waiting and uncertainty. Fill their hearts with hope and assurance that you are in control and working all things for their good. In the name of Jesus, I pray, believing that you are able to do immeasurably more than we could ever ask or imagine. Thank you for bringing healing and restoration and comfort to my friend, Lord. And Lord, if you could just wrap your hands around that little baby this morning and guide those doctors and get that baby through the surgery and comfort her mother at this time, because she is having to be there alone because her husband, who is a soldier, is not being, he's trying to get leave to get home. He should be home today, but dear Lord, she's having been going through all this by herself. Please lift her up, lift up her family, and send as much love and strength as you can. In your name I pray, amen. I had to give that little prayer because, that's one thing that, a baby, a small child, going through this is very scary for the parents, obviously. And y'all know I got my Jesus is my homie. I have to say a little prayer for the baby. Um, and I will say anybody who messes with children should be ashamed of themselves. Children should always be off limits. I don't care if kids should not be made fun of. Kids should not be, that line should never be crossed, ever. Hey, Mr. Fumble. I was just saying a prayer for Miss Emily and her baby who's going through surgery this morning. But yeah, so Miss Emily, her baby, he was born micro preemie, and she made it. Everything's okay with her. At first it was touch and go on whether she would make it and the baby. They're here, but now the baby has health complications and has to have heart surgery. So we're gonna say it. I said a little prayer for the baby, and I want y'all to make sure y'all keep the babies in y'all's thoughts and prayers. And I'm gonna say this prayer does work. You're looking at somebody who probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't for prayers. Um, but anyway, how are y'all? How was y'all's Easter weekend? Did the kids get Easter egg hunting and all that stuff? How many people got so many leftover eggs that they make an egg salad sandwiches this morning? Who did real eggs and who did fake eggs? That's what I want to know. Did anybody do any real eggs? Because with the price of eggs nowadays, I don't know. I don't know, dog, if I could be doing all that. Eggs expensive as shit nowadays. They truly is, man. Look, a dozen of eggs, like freaking crazy prices nowadays. Man, used to be you could get eggs for nothing. Everything going up though. If you look at the world, we need to say a prayer for everybody in the world right now having to deal with the shitty economy and gas prices and us just trying to live out here. That's all we want to do is live. Also, I will say one of JT's crew did come over to my channel for no apparent reason. I have left them alone. They have left me alone. But I'm going to show y'all what was said. I have not bothered this person, never spoke about this person really, except for the day that it was brought up that their channel went down. And the dumbass still believes that I had something to do with it. I'm like, no. If I did, I would say I did. That's the thing about me. I will tell you what the hell I do. I stand in my ish. But let me show you. I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to screen share this morning my comments. Hey, shit show. Good morning. Good morning, hotspot. Oh, jury selection is today. Oh, I don't know what you being jury selected for, child. Or are you watching a thing in jury selection? What's going on, hotspot? You got to let me know what's going on. Let me show you what this person has stated. First off, I don't talk about you, so why do you come over? I don't go to your comment section. I don't tag you in shit. I don't even go over there and comment on none of y'all shit. None of y'all. But y'all are constantly all up in mine. And there was a lot more than this. There was a bunch of them from this person. Like you are going to do something. You don't have a dime to get a lawyer, loser. Get off YouTube. First off, you don't need a lawyer if you're pressing criminal charges, okay, against someone. Now, that person has left me alone, but if that person continues to threaten me, then I have no choice but to do what I got to do to protect my family. I don't believe in ratting, but also that's not ratting. That's not stitching. That's protecting my family. There is a huge difference. Let me explain what the difference between a rat and having to do what you got to do. Okay. A rat is a person who actually does go do the crime, but don't want to do the time. Right? A rat is a person who snitches on another person to get out of trouble because they didn't want to take responsibility for their part. Right? You don't need a lawyer for criminal charges. You don't have to pay for one. You also don't know my situation or nothing about me. You think you know because of what lies were spread. Believe those lies, baby. I'm not going to combat any of it. I'm not going, yes, it was, Mr. Fumble, but I'm not going to combat any of the lies. Believe what they want to believe. Because I'm not going to tell them shit. I'm not telling on myself. You think I'm stupid? I was up over on your show, or at your show the other day, shit show. What you been up to? Any crazy mess been going down? Any more? You been trolling anybody else recently? You know, been buying anybody any pizza? I'm just messing with you a little bit. You know, trying to make you laugh. Here's the sad part. I own property. Does that 72-year-old guy even own a property? Yeah, the house on it may be a piece of shit. I may have to tear it down and build another one, but I own the shit. It's mine. Can he say the same? No. $100 says he don't own shit. You have no idea what vehicle I drive, all these other things that you're talking about. Nothing. You know what some liar told you. Believe that liar. I don't care. Oh, I hope you feel better, so that fucking sucks. And also, I know it was yesterday, but I wasn't live yesterday. Happy 420 to all my smokers out there. I hope when you did your puff pass that you took a toke from me. Because I don't do it no more. But I hope you took a little hit from me and said, this is one's for Charlie. It's like pouring one out for the homies. So he's in assisted living, but talking shit about somebody else. Ain't that some bullshit? I ain't got a partner to live with. I ain't got family to love up on him. Probably ain't got no kids, no nothing. At least I have a legacy to leave behind. Now, see, that's the cool part. Let me ask you, Shisho, because you do have that youngest one. Did y'all do plastic eggs or did y'all do like real eggs with it? Like, did y'all just do a regular Easter egg hunt? Did you take them somewhere? Because, sometimes we take them to like Nana Poppy's house, or we go over to the church, or there's an Easter egg hunt with the community, or we do one at our own. See, the thing was, I used to do my son's Easter egg hunts. Sometimes I did them outside in my own yard. Crazy people never saw that, but hey, I had trees separating, so that's why they wouldn't. Um, and I would hide them under his swing set, and the whole front yard, there would just be eggs everywhere. But I went in his when his leg got worse, because he does have, you don't do the fake eggs at all? Do y'all just do baskets? Like, I built my son's basket when he was little because I didn't like the pre-bought baskets a lot of the time. So I would make him baskets. Like, I would put his favorite stuff in them. We did Easter egg hunts sometimes, because my son has mild cerebral palsy, which does not affect his mental faculties. For him, it was just physical. So when his leg got in, like, one of his legs is worse than the other, and so it got to a point where his legs got worse, and it was harder for him to do what other kids do. So I did Easter egg hunts sometimes in the house. Like, I would hide them all over the house so he can hunt them. And here's the crazy part, even with my child having cerebral palsy, he was potty trained on time. Even if I had to run him to the bathroom myself, he would tell me he had to go. And if he didn't believe he could get there in time, you best believe mommy was picking him up and running to the bathroom with him. Yes, I sure was. Do y'all remember when we were kids how we could never eat the real eggs when they used to hide them, and they did the what you call it? Oh, y'all do the confetti eggs. Oh, okay. No, I was talking about like the plastic eggs where you put all like the stuff in it. You put the money. You always have that one egg that's like the golden egg. Hold on. I tell you what, Shisho, you can come up and tell me, because I, you know, wouldn't it be better that way instead of trying to explain it in fucking text? 'Cause sometimes I hate to text, and I know you feel the same way. I get it. Trust me. Sometimes I hate that shit. It's hard to explain in text, ain't it? If you want to, you don't have to. You're not pushed to. Just saying. But I used to do the little plastic eggs and put the stuff in them. And like, I would put his favorite candies in them. And then there was always one egg that was just full of money. Oh, he loved the money egg, y'all. I always got that big golden one. I don't know if y'all have seen them, but they have a golden egg, and then they have the silver egg. And the silver egg would have change in it. And the golden egg would have dollar bills, $5 bills, $10 bills, $20 bills in it. And so he loved finding the money egg. My son is very money motivated. But he will help you take out the trash. He will clean your house for you. He will take the dishes out of the dishwasher. He will do all those things if you just offer him money. He loves money, I'm telling you. Very money motivated. But he'll even do it if you don't pay him, because like, he's a really good helper around the house. And I'm so blessed that my child keeps his room clean. He's not one of those like kids that like to run the streets and get in trouble. He's not really into social media. He has like one version of social media, but it's not really social media, if that makes sense. It's him and his friends have a chat line kind of thing. Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do, Mr. Fumble, is the goose that laid the golden egg. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna look up the confetti egg. I want to look up it. I'm gonna tell, because I don't know confetti eggs. I'm gonna look up what confetti eggs are. Oh. Okay, hold on. Let me make sure it's you. Just check authority. Yep, it's you. Hey, Mr. AC.
Morning.
Good morning. How was your Easter? And what are confetti eggs?
So they're hollowed out eggs. So it's real eggs. What they do is they crack only the top part of the egg and pull out the yolk and everything inside. And then it gets rinsed out, washed, and then once it's dry, they'll stick confetti in there. And then they put like a piece of like tissue paper.
Yeah.
like the tissue paper you use to wrap your presents with or whatever. Then they stick that like they put like a small piece on top and they kind of glue it or somehow put some adhesive on it to keep the confetti from falling out.
That's actually pretty cool. I had never seen or
Yeah.
heard of those before.
Yeah, when you were talking about or when I said like real eggs, like that's what I meant. Like it's a real egg. It's been hollowed out. And yeah, as far as like so we bought a couple years back, and when we were getting ready to do our Easter stuff, I saw like a package of like these fake eggs, and they're kind of I don't know what they're made of, but they were weird. Like I don't know how to explain it. They look like real eggs, but they had this weird texture to them. So that's what I thought you were talking about when you were asking like about the eggs, and I was like, no, we don't.
I know which ones
do
you're
the
talking
fake
about.
ones.
Yeah, no, I don't do those either. I think they make those for vegans or something. No, when I was talking about the fake eggs, I was talking about plastic.
You're talking about the little half ones that you pop open and you can stick like they're plastic. They come like different colors and you can stick like
Candy.
I don't know.
Money.
Yeah. We do that. This year we were a little more on the chill side of Easter, so we I mean, my kids are a little bit on the older side, so they're just like, eh.
Yeah,
And,
my son just gets candy now. He don't like to do the egg thing. He's too old.
Yeah, I don't know. Kind of like the whole, I guess, Christmas thing. Once it's not Christmas. What's a better example?
Halloween.
Maybe, yeah. I think probably Halloween probably be a better example. Once you hit a certain age, like they're just kind of like, eh. I don't know.
Yeah, when my son got a certain age, instead of taking him trick or treat and stuff, I just bought him candy, and we watched horror movies all night. That was our thing. And same thing for Easter. When he got a certain age, they're over the Easter egg hunt thing, so you just get them candy in a basket and stuff like that. I still get my son candy, and he's almost 18.
Yeah, my oldest that lives here with me, she's about to turn 17. So like this year, she had to work during all this. So she was just like, I'm not doing anything. Like the family wanted to, like we usually travel to go see family that's not that far away from us, and they'll do like the Easter hunt and barbecue. They'll do the whole fucking thing, and nobody was just in the mood for that this year. Everybody's just like, eh.
Well, my son and your oldest are not far apart. My son turned 17 this last January, but he'll be 18 his next. And so he's at that stage too, to where like, and I do miss having a younger kid in the house and doing the little cutesy stuff. But at the same time, I'm like, well, all I have to do for him is make sure he's still alive. Make sure that he's took a bath and, did you eat today?
Just peek in every so often, yeah. Make sure, yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot easier now that he's older. Although I will say, when we think about parenting, this is what my mom and dad, and this is what the old people used to say. When they're little, they step on your feet, right? And when they get older, they step on your heart. And the reason they say that is when they're little, you know exactly where they're at, what they're doing. But when they're older, they're out in this evil world and you can't protect them from everything. You know what I'm saying? So you're more scared for them when they're out in this world than when, they're real little, because you know exactly where they're at, what they're doing, and you can protect them from the world. But when they're older, they got to make those decisions themselves. Even if they're messing up. Even if they're messing up. You're like, damn it. Why you do what I did?
Oh no. Man.
Very Carrie, I can't bake another bunch. Sweetheart, I could die if I do. I would love to have another child. Yes. I speak that way because I would, but I can't. And Could I possibly adopt? Yes, but I'm 37, so I'll be 38 this year. It wouldn't be fair to the child, in my opinion, because by the time they get, a certain age, I'll be old. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it would be fair. And I'm also like, I have a back condition, so I'm not in the proper text to take care of a very small child, and I wouldn't do that. Have the means to do so, but not physicality. And I would never do that to a child. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm me and my wife kind of made this decision already, but like I've always left the option open. Like me and my wife, we only have one kid together. All my kids are from another relationship. So I've been open to having kids, like more kids, but like as we get like it just seems like every year as we get older, we're just like, yeah, this ain't happening. Like we're not doing this. Like our youngest is 10, and having to start over like now, like I'm 42 now, to have another kid right now. I mean my back hurts as it is. Like I'm not trying to fucking do this.
And also, you know this as well as I do, Miss Tracy. Like, if you go to bed after a certain time and like you try to stay up, it literally makes you feel like crap the next day, right? So imagine redoing the baby stage again, where they're up
Mm-hmm.
all night long and you're barely sleeping. That's why I say, it's not plausible. I mean, could I? Yes, but I'm almost 38. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to start over again because the next few years of my life, I'm going to be able to travel and do things, that I couldn't do if I had a small child underfoot. I could see Mr. AC. I could see you and your wife when y'all's babies are grown, y'all are empty nesters. I could see y'all traveling and doing crazy shit. Just be
Yeah, the
seeing the
wife
world.
the wife talked about it plenty of time. Like I'm kind of a loner, so like
You like
I
people,
don't
but
really
don't
talk
like
to a lot of my
people.
neighbors. I wouldn't say I don't. No, I'm a people person. I just like it's just weird. Like which is the weird thing. Like here on YouTube, for example, like I'm out everywhere. Like I'm over here talking. I'm on that panel. I'm in this fucking community hanging out, and all of a sudden you see me in another community, and so like I'm all over the fucking place. But when it comes to like the venturing out, like talking to my neighbors and shit, like I'm not going out of my way to like, hey man, I brought you a pie because you're the new neighbor. Like, no, like that's not me.
I'm a
It's
I've
weird.
always said I'm outroverted with introverted tendencies. Like I can be in a crowd of people and be okay, right? And I'm
Mhm.
very like people oriented if you notice when I talk to people, right? But at the same time, I just want to stay at home sometimes and look at my own four walls and do my own thing and sometimes I just don't want to be around people. Like I love people but don't love people at the same time. Sometimes I just want to
Yeah.
chill.
Um. I, it's been it's been interesting. Like I have oh man, I can't think of too many times where like I jump online, and I guess like the aspect of like the internet changes like the way we interact as humans, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. Like it just like so if I just don't feel like conversating, I just don't get online. Um,
That's why
but
sometimes if you
for the
don't see
most,
me drop down, sometimes I'm still there. I just don't,
yeah,
sometimes I don't feel like saying hey to everybody. And so I'm just sitting there in the clouds and in the bushes and I'm listening to everything and I'm there and I hit that like button and you'll see me share you out sometimes. And you don't see me in the chat, but I'm there because I'm just
yeah,
like, I don't want to deal with it this morning or this afternoon. And it's not that I don't love everybody. It's just I don't feel like sometimes I just don't want to talk.
right. Yeah, I was like everyone was asking me to go live last night, and I was just like, I don't feel good. I'm not in the mood to fucking actually run a show. Like when you run a show, like there's content you want to have as backup, so that if like you how do I put this? Like you're you're here putting on a show. Like and I can't speak for you. I only speak for me. But when I'm doing a show, I feel like I'm obligated to give my audience something to sink their teeth into. Not that I'm trying to give them anything fake. I'm being genuine, like with a lot of the conversations, or all the conversations I have. But I want to give them something to like. Okay, so what do we talk about? Like, I'm gonna go live. What are we talking about? Well, we got this drama going on. We got that drama going on. All right, so let me pull up the clips for this, and this, just in case we get into that discussion. Then we can talk. Then we'll have this available. Okay, well, I want to do a smoke out. So let me pull this song up and have this pulled to the side just in case I want to play this. What else do I want to fucking do? So like there's almost like an obligation to get certain things done. And when you're like I said, I'm under the weather at the moment. So like, I'm just like, I don't want to fucking do that. Like, so I'll just go hang out on a panel. And if it's a good topic, I stay there for a minute. If it's not, then I'm there for a second. Hey, how's it going? All right, gotta go.
Yeah, here's the thing. It's like when you put on a show, when you do a show, you have to put a lot of energy into it. You have to plan it out. You have to be, like right now I'm just having morning conversation, so it's not that crazy. But when I put on like the true crime or, my wellness Wednesdays, I have stuff pulled up. I already have it thought about what we're going to speak about. So I know what you're saying. You have to put a lot of energy and a lot of things into it. And when you're sick and you don't feel good, your energy is also drained, and you're like, I really just don't feel like doing all this right now. I love you all, but I'm so tired. You know what I'm saying? And you also, like, I know you, Miss Tracy, like you have like this upbeatness to you when you're on your lives, and I've seen it. And so you putting a lot of energy, you know what I'm saying, into your shows. And so imagine if you don't have the energy, it's draining too if you already don't feel good. So I wouldn't do it either if I were you when I was that sick, I have been on here sick as a dog while doing a show, though. Trust me. And I apologize to everybody while I was doing it, because I keep my time every morning at 8:30. The latest I've come on is 9, right? Except for when I was on vacation. But I've kept consistently with this time and not changed it. And so I have been on here sick as a dog and just be like, yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm just, I'm sick right now.
Yeah. I hate being sick, and I'm a big fucking baby when I'm sick. I'm just like, take care of me.
Oh my God, that is, and I'm gonna say this. This is like, have you ever noticed that about men, and women versus women? Like a lot of women, we do like to be baby, we just don't say it, right? And so we get up no matter what if we're sick, because we're the caregivers, most of us anyway, right? And so even like, let's say right now, if your wife's sick and you're sick and the kids are sick, she's worried about taking care of you and the babies, right? And so she don't even hardly take care of herself. You have to get on to her about taking care of herself, But a lot of men, when they're sick, they kind of revert back to being little children again, and they want to be their hair rubbed, and they want their soup, and they want to be like babied in a way, but not like little babies. You know what I mean? And loved up on and stuff, and it makes them feel better. Versus the woman, all she wants is some chocolate and like her favorite whatever. Like if you can't get her to eat her favorite meal. Hey, Gangsta Sauce. Hey, Mr. Jim. Hey, Miss Christine. Hey, babe. Hey, James. That's my babe. I was also proud to see Gangsta Sauce the other day because she was in an area that didn't have no good internet, and I was like, I want worried about you. I was in your live, Gangsta Sauce, the other day for a little while, but I was jumping around and doing so much. I was like, it was yesterday, I believe, last night, and I ended up falling asleep. I had both you and Watcher going at the same exact time, and I ended up falling asleep. Oh, so your youngest is 10, right? How is that? Like, because I'm just questioning because of someone I'm younger than you, right? How does that, like, as you, with you're being in your 40s, right? How does that affect, like, does it bother you to have to stay up at night with them or anything like that? Like, because I know at 37, I feel like I'm falling apart.
No, she's at 10 years old. She's taking care of herself. She knows not to get into certain things. She knows what I mean. She's not on the stove cooking a fucking 4-star meal or anything. She's not, running around with knives in her hands. She's not opening the door and running down the street. Like that's not the stuff that's happening. At 10 years old, like she's jumping on the computer and gaming with her online friends. She's watching YouTube videos of like makeup tutorials and shit like that. So I'm just like, like at 10 years old, like to me, this is the easier time. The harder time was having to wake up 2:00 in the morning, bottle, 4:00 in the morning, diaper, 5:00 in the morning, another bottle. Like, yeah. I think I'm pretty satisfied with not doing that anymore. I mean, like it'd be different if it's like I don't have any grandkids. Like I have older kids. So, my older kids have already reached that point where they're out of the house. They live on their own. They're doing their own thing, right?
Yeah.
And so I don't have to worry about any of that, right? Like I can look forward to like them, venturing out. But with no grandkids, at some point I'll have some grandkids, and I just will be glad once they're like, beautiful baby, come here, blah blah blah, and then 2 days later, oh, come get your kid. Like
I know,
like,
right?
This ain't that, I'm just here because grandpa loves them, and then all right, they're back to you, sugar them up and send them home.
Oh, I can't wait for that when he gets older. I don't want it yet. Obviously, I want to wait quite a few.
I mean,
years.
that's what my kids did to, I'm sorry, that's what my grandparents did to my parents. They get me all sugared up and then send me home, and then I'm like, I'm all fucking bouncing off the wall and shit. You're not going to your grandparents anymore.
Well,
very next weekend, right back there.
And they gave us the most racket making toys, and then all of a sudden either our batteries disappear or it just stops working for some reason. Yeah. My grandparents got smart and got me some. You remember that they used to have that toy that had like the balls in it that you could run around with and go pop 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 pop.
Mm-hmm.
My grandparents got me that one, so mom and daddy couldn't make that one stop working. It didn't have batteries. Hey, Miss Bambi. Yeah, I'm ready for like when that does happen. I want to sugar them up, send them home, give them all the like racket making toys that I could possibly get, and then go ha ha. But yeah, so what I was thinking was like with your 10-year-old being 10, you being in your 40s, like how was baby time in your 30s? Because me being 37 now, if I had a small baby, right, being up all those hours of the night, I don't know if I could do it, because now if I go to bed past 10 o'clock, the very next day I feel like I got run over by a Mack truck. Like I just feel terrible without sleep. But you seem like you have high energy.
Yeah, no, I did a lot of there was a lot of leaving my wife to a lot of that the baby stuff because I was working quite a bit. I was running from job to job. Like I have a job that's not standard. Like it's not a fucking office 9 to 5. My job was very much on call, so I was constantly running for take care of this, go do that. Yeah, it just wasn't like, don't get me wrong, like I changed the occasional diaper, I got the occasional like nudge in the middle of the night, like it's your turn. But a lot of that I ended up having to rely on my wife for, and once again, like this is our only kid. She didn't have any kids with anyone else prior to me. So like when we had when we had my 10-year-old, like that was it. Like that was her world.
Hmm. I know how that one is. I have one child. Now my ex, when I was with him, he had two children from a previous marriage. Well, we thought he had three. Come to find out, it was just two because one of them wasn't his, and we didn't know that. The mother of those children passed away, but while we were together, she was alive, but she lost custody. So I was going to take them in as if they were my own, but my ex obviously was not a good person. That's why we're not together today. But I'd spoken to their mom, and we had worked out a plan and all this, and my ex messed it up. That's side the point. Um, and I was gonna be that, person who stepped up because I love children and I don't consider any child a step. I call them all my babies. You know what I'm saying? So my son has two siblings out there that are adopted now because their mom did eventually. She got off the drugs. She got her life straight. The man that she was with after my ex was very abusive, and he caused her to have a aneurysm, but she didn't know it after she left him. She didn't know that she had the blood clot, right? And she got pregnant again, and she passed away during pregnancy. They kept the baby. They kept her alive on machines till the baby was well enough to be taken. And that child, the sad part, will never know her mother. And um, the other children were all adopted out. So my son has a brother and a sister out there that are adopted. And I tried to find them just for his sake, and so
Yeah.
that they could try to get to know each other possibly, or at least let the adopted parents know that they have a brother, you know.
Mm.
But I do know their names, and I semi know what they look like. Obviously they could change now that they're older. But I do know their first and middle name, and I know their last names changed. I'm not sure if they changed their entire names. I doubt they changed the entire name just because of how old the children were at the time. But I do know the basic information that I need. Um, but yeah, I love talking about being a parent because you know I I know that you probably feel the same way when you held your babies for the first time and you look in their eyes. It's a love that you can't explain to anybody else. It's so unconditional. You know what I'm saying? It's like nothing you've ever felt in your life before. No matter how much you love other people, no matter how much you love your wife, no matter how much you love your mother, your father, whoever in your life, nothing compares to the love of a child or how much you love your child. It's a bond that can't be explained. Unless you have a child yourself, then you understand. You're like, yep, know exactly what you're talking out there. But I can't wait to see Grandpa AC running around.
Yeah, I ain't doing no running.
If you see me running, you better run too. Something's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling somebody that I said, if you see me run, you better run too. Cause I ain't running for no reason. And I'm running for a reason. It's just like we were talking about like haunted places one day, right? If I walk into a building and I say nope and walk smooth the fuck out, you better walk out too. Something wrong with that. And then I think it might have been Mustard Squirrel or somebody in the chat that was sitting there saying, no, I'd walk right into it. I was like, not me. I'll tape you from the outside. I'll be the cameraman because the cameraman always lives, but I ain't going in there.
Yeah.
Hey, Miss Jessica. Hey, Miss Bambi. Also, yeah, I will say, getting older, I understand about not having the energy that we had when we were in our 20s. I'm gonna tell you something. When I was in my 20s, I could stay up for a week at a time and be fine. Now that I'm older, I'm like, I need my sleep. And I wish I could take a nap, but my ADHD be like, bitch. Hey, Snooks. Hey, Indigo.
God damn it.
That cough's just been lingering, ain't it? Do you have chamomile tea with lemon and honey? It'll help.
I stopped. Nah, I think I do. I stopped yesterday and got one of the what was it called? Hot citrus, honey, mint tea or some crap like that. I don't know, some shit like that on fucking. But I grabbed one of those from Starbucks, and for my entire drive, because I was driving when all this was when I was drinking this drink, but for that entire time that I had that drink in hand, oh, no coughing. It was good, and about an hour after I finished I took the last little bit of it. I mean, I started right back up. It's like, ah.
I
Oh,
cannot
it was so
stand being
good.
sick, and I hate when you get those coughs. When you cough so much that your chest starts to hurt,
Mm-hmm.
and like it absolutely hurts to cough. Like you're up here, like, oh my god, I've coughed entirely too much, and I'm one of those people. And I'm glad I got my tonsils out when I was young because it would be worse now that I'm older. Um, that when I get a cough, it tends to linger way longer than it should. Like it'll linger for like 2 or 3 months. I'll be way over the sickness, but still be coughing. I hate that shit. And all of our parents, you can't tell me. You could probably say the same thing, Miss Tracy. There was 2 or 3 things they all said was like, what do you call that? Like
Mhm.
the cure all. Vicks Vapor Rub. Put Vicks Vapor Rub under your nose. Put it on your chest. You know what I'm saying? It was always Vicks. And did you know that Mercurocom, when we were kids, they used to put it on our boo-boos, had mercury in it, and they were literally giving us mercury poisoning as kids? We had toys with lead paint. I'm like, we lucky to be alive today, y'all. Hey, Ford for life.
For life. I think yeah, I mean the government's put allows like so many things to be put in our foods and stuff. I was watching a video the other day, and they were talking about enriched like pastas and stuff, right? Because like you eat pasta here and you just want to crash the fuck out. You eat a big bowl of like spaghetti and meatballs, like but you go across, you go overseas, you go over the pond, and you have yourself a pasta, meal over in say like Italy or the UK somewhere. A lot of their foods, they're produced differently, and so they're like you eat their food and you're just like, oh man, like like you feel good, like you just like you're ready to run a marathon or something. And the video that I was watching, they were talking about how enriched foods, they add in certain chemicals and byproducts into the food that we eat, and all that contributes to like just that feeling. Like it's just and I was just like, man, and like you can go look all this stuff up. Like it's not like conspiracy theory. Like there's a difference between like the way our food is produced and given to us and the way it's produced in other countries. It's weird. Like, why do that?
Oh no, I know what you're talking about. One of my friends, she's from New Zealand, right? And they have
Mm-hmm.
like way more, like they don't have like ranch over there, and a lot of the things that we have because of the laws that they have. Their cheese looks different. Their like a lot of their products look different than ours because how strict their guidelines are on like food and how it's prepared. Their butter, their butter looks different. It's crazy. It's crazy to sit there and look at other countries and they show you, like when you were talking about the pasta and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you try pasta in Italy or other places, it's different than ours.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I'm guessing. Meth is meth, I suppose. I guess it was a joke, Miss Indigo. And also, yeah, our toys were a little crazy. I got burnt the shit out of by Easy Bake Oven as a kid, and yeah, they did start fires and the Stretch Armstrong. Man, we could sit there and talk about all the things that was dangerous as kids. We used to shoot each other with BB guns. Like we was bad little children back in the day. But I also think we had the most fun. Like a lot of these kids nowadays don't even know what Mother May I is or red light, yellow light, green light. Like a lot of the things that we played as kids nowadays don't even know what it is. Like we could take a stick and a rock and make a whole game out of it. A stick and a rock. That's all we needed.
Mm.
Think about it. Kids nowadays want their iPads, their cell phones, their computers, their tablets, all these things. We were sent outside, and you better not run in and out that door. And the only way you getting something to drink, sometimes you better drink out of that water hose. I wonder if
I
we
had
ever
a
got anything for those things.
I had a Sega Genesis growing up as a kid. I like I was never the kid that had like a Nintendo. Like when it came out, like I just like that wasn't in our budget. We couldn't do anything like that. But one Christmas, I got a Sega Genesis, and I got bored with it after a while. Like it was like the video games was hot. I mean, I remember playing a ton of like different video games, but at some point you got bored enough where you were just like, okay, I'm done. Like what else? And you had to go outside and you had to play in the dirt. You had to go outside and fucking do this, do that, do the other. I mean, I
know what you're talking about. I had the Super Nintendo as a kid, and I only played it most of the time like in the afternoon after it's gotten dark, because obviously, I was inside, or like if it was raining and I couldn't go outside. But because back then it was more so you had like 5 or 6 games with your system, right? And you done played them games so many times that it was like, let me go out here and go play, because I'm getting bored. And you didn't tell your parents you were bored though when you were a kid, because they would find you something to do. Hey, Moto. Oh yeah, building forts. That was the coolest stuff. Oh, I love that. Oh, Space Invaders. I loved Gallagher, Miss Pac-Man. And back then we also, some of the earliest game systems didn't have saves, right? So you had to leave it on pause and leave the you like turn off the TV but leave the game on pause. So when you came back, you could start from where you were. I remember we used to do so much. Hey, Donkey. But I remember like I had the Sega Genesis. Sonic was my shit on Sega Genesis. And then for I think it was my 11th or 12th birthday, one of those two, I got the Nintendo 64, and I thought it was so cool because it had save packs and, like, and then think about where we came from when it comes to technology to where we're at now. It's crazy. They told us we'd never have a calculator in our hand too. Those bitches lied to us. We carry a calculator every day in our hand. They say, oh, you ain't never going to have a calculator at your hand all the time. Bull mess. Remember those little books that had the blue calculators in it when they opened it up in school? And we learned how to spell boobs on it and loser. There was one girl. She had 69 boyfriends. She did it with them each 3 times. What was she? Loose. We used to do that on the calculators. That was fun. We came up with all kind of stuff as kids, and we used to actually write letters to each other. Now kids just text each other. We didn't have text messaging. We had you wrote letters back and forth during class.
Yeah.
And we had those, remember, my husband was talking about that. Somebody had made a watch. You remember the S that we used to make as kids with the 3 lines on top, 3 lines on bottom, and you put it together? Somebody made a watch like that, but they did it for like 1 line for the number 1, 2 lines for the number 2, and they went around till the 12 made the S. I was like, I would totally have that watch. We were creative little children. My sister tried to kill me with a mud pie. She tried to get me to eat it, and she put like poisonous berries on top. She tried to force me to eat the mud pie, and it had poisonous berries on top. My sister tried to unalive me so many damn times. Tried to put me in the garbage can as a baby. My sister was mean. What are you talking about?
Mm. There's so much crap that we should have should have lost an arm for, fucking poked out my eyeball. Like, there's so much shit that we did as kids. I look back on it now, like, how did we survive?
Think about like my go-kart when I was riding it when I was like 7, 8, 9 years old, did not have seatbelts. We didn't have seatbelts in things. We didn't ride seatbelts on in the car. We would just throw it around in the back seat.
You're thrown in the back seat with like 6 other of your brother, sister, and cousins and shit. Like, yeah,
just slinging around in there. And if they did have to slam on the brake, our seatbelt was mama or daddy's arms. Oh, that was our seatbelt back in the day. Was the arm throw out to catch you. I threw my sister out of the go-kart. I told her to hold on. She didn't listen. We went really sharp around a curve and she didn't listen and she didn't hold on. I told her and I threw her out the side of the go-kart and she went tumbling because I went around a tree real sharp and I told her to hold on, but she didn't. So, and we didn't stop to even check to see if anybody was okay either. It was like, okay, you're alive. Woo! Oh man.
Well, Charlie,
I
got to jump down.
And I hope you feel better soon, Mr. AC.
Yeah, I got I got a few things for work I still got to take care of, and I'm working from home today, so I'm just like, I don't want to do this. But I got to run. I got to take care of a few things, but I'll still be listening, and I'll pop in from. I think there's another chat that I got to go run to here in a minute. But
well, you have a good day. I hope you feel better.
I'll be around. Yep.
Okay. We'll just be talking.
Bye, guys.
Bye. See you in chat. Yeah. Oh my God. Think about all the stuff though the click clackers. Oh, and I'm gonna tell you something. Tamagotchi pets. Oh, I thought they were the coolest thing when they came out because you had your little Tamagotchi. And how many of us? The Tamagotchi passed away because we couldn't take it to school when they started banning them, or you accidentally left it at home, or let's say you had to go to your grandparents or you left it and your Tamagotchi pet passed away. I swear to God. Hey, Amanda. Now, Amanda K is the one that we did the prayer for this morning. And hey, Big Riggs, shout it out. That we're praying right now. And I do want an update when she comes out of surgery, Miss Emily. Say a prayer for her baby and keep her in your thoughts and prayers right now as her child is going through surgery. And right now, Miss Emily, if you want to take your mind over, we talking about all the stupid shit we did as kids and all the toys we had that was extremely dangerous children. Like, I know that when I had the Easy Bake Oven, I didn't have the old school Easy Bake Oven. I had the one that had the old school one had a light in it, but it looked like a little thing. I had the one that was plastic. And then they had the metal ones before that, but I had the plastic one. And I'm gonna tell you something. I burnt the teetotal shit out of myself on that damn thing. Those things were dangerous as hell. I cried when my Tamagotchi died too. And I remember those sea monkeys. Okay, I don't know about y'all, but when I was a little bitty kid, y'all remember when they had the Miss Butterworth commercials and she had talked to you and shit? Oh, my sister from another mister. Hey, girl, we've been missing you and worried about you.
Charlie, I miss you so much, and I've been missing y'all. Hey, Fumble, hey, Snooks, hey, Big Riggs, hey, Flip the Script, hey, all y'all. Like, yeah, I've been really missing y'all, so I had to bring my butt up here for a second today to speak to you, Charlie. Oh, my God, I miss you. And then I heard that they was still, like, messing with you. You know, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Well, they supposedly did a ceasefire or whatnot, because if I don't talk about them, they're not going to talk about me. I shut up for a reason. Let's just say that. Um, you know what I mean? You feel me?
Oh, you know, I know.
Mhm. Um, and so, I just been doing my thing because I was getting tired of him anyway. He boring. He really
Yeah, he
is.
does the same thing over and over and over, and his shots are all wrong. Like I don't get it. Like most of the stuff I seen him do was wrong.
Yeah, a lot of the information that person told him was also false, false information. Um, there's also no way I could have ever lived in that area for 30 years because I'm only 37 and I spent most of my life in Monroe County, which wasn't even the county that they're claiming. I didn't spend that whole time in that house. First off, and second off, they know some things that they're lying about, but God will get them. I ain't got to worry about it. I've already been in contacts, and you know, that's all I'm gonna say.
Right.
Yeah,
Don't worry
you
about
know.
trying to prove or disprove anything he's
Mm-mm.
saying, because the more people he do it to and it's wrong, like that's why I'm so sure that he don't know what he's talking about. Because even with, yeah, mm-mm, mm-mm.
Well, that's like your yard wasn't your yard.
Yeah, and I did want to say I saw a couple people saying that they were sorry like I ever got involved in this stuff, because I did come on emotional one day, because I did dip out, but I had to, y'all. And I came on emotional and I let people know that people were sending wellness checks to my home every fucking day. So I was stressed out. That had nothing to do with them. They would have to have the right address to do that. Something happened in my real life, y'all. That's why I was stressed out. That's why I was so emotional. And that's why I couldn't come on, because I know me, I'm an oversharer and I would end up getting emotional and talking about it. So I didn't want to do that. So I had to step back. But the people who rock with me and mess with me, just think about it. Look at what I talk about all the time. Y'all will put it together. As soon as I am able to talk about it, y'all can be like, oh man, okay, I get that. But yeah, it's, if you look at it, you think about Blaze, what she talk about, what she do, it's clear and apparent. Like, don't put too much thought into it. They can't touch me. Like I said, that monkey MFer had the wrong place. He can't do nothing to me. Those was real life issues I was emotional about, y'all.
I'm just glad that you're okay, and that you're doing fine, and no matter the situation, just know you're always in my prayers. And if you ever need me, girl, all you gotta do is pick up that phone. You one of the few people that have my phone number. And somebody, I ain't gonna say a name, wanted me to call in. I am not that stupid, okay? I am not calling nobody to give them my phone number. I'm not dumb. No. Never gonna do that.
Exactly, because even the ceasefire, even him trying to be nice, that is just him trying to have something in his back pocket for later to still use. He don't like himself. He don't like his brother. He don't like nobody. Ain't no, you know what I'm saying? Boy, gone somewhere. She ain't crazy.
There were threats made against me while you were gone, and so I have them all recorded and I have everything saved in case I have to take things the legal route. I have basically stated and said that I leave you be, you leave me be, we be leaving each other be, and that's the best way to be, because I will do what I have to do to take care of me and my family, and I will do what I have to do to protect my child. You will not make threats against him. You can make threats against me all you want to, even if I still have to do what I have to do on that. But to make them against him, no, 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 sir, no,
Exactly.
ma'am.
Don't listen. Y'all be going too far. That's why people be getting so upset and so mad. And you already know what it is, sirs. Y'all know exactly how she even got in this situation. It ain't like she was, man, going somewhere and threatening kids. Y'all just want to square up with kids, huh? You think you're gonna win that fight too, huh? Nope, you're gonna end up getting laid down. You're gonna end up getting embarrassed. You're gonna end up getting slid even by the kids. Go sit down somewhere. Y'all suck. Do you know that? You effing suck. A ceasefire is a ceasefire. Leave the lady alone, especially leave the kids alone. That's the only reason people will ceasefire. It's too easy to beat y'all down, but y'all want to go out and mess with people's kids in real life and try to muddy the waters and stuff to make people defenseless and put their weapons down because you know you can't fight at the end of the day. You're still a vagina. Like, I mean, I don't understand. And this is from Blaze, not from Charlie. Don't put it on Charlie feed. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna stop talking about y'all up here. I'm gonna do it on mine when I'm able to come back and do what I need to do. But leave the lady alone. You ain't getting no brownie points for what you doing. You trying to make moms stop talking by activating on their kids. You really win a lot of prizes doing that with your whole vagina looking self.
I want to say that I am super excited that you will be back soon. So for all those out there and listening ears, Blaze, just Blaze, we'll be back soon. Do you know how many people been asking me about you, girl? Every chat, every day. Blaze, where's Blaze? We miss a Blaze. We want Blaze. Do you know how many people love you, girl, and you don't even know it? Don't even know it.
Man, I love y'all too. And I swear to God, if I didn't have to leave, I would not have left. I absolutely had to. When you say you about something, you got to be about that. And y'all, I see what they saying to you in the chat about you. Yeah, that's what mine was about too, y'all. So, you know, people got to do what they got to do when it comes to the important things. So y'all know if it wasn't important, I would have still been cussing. It was very important. And Snooks, the garden is wonderful. I had some extra time to be out there. It's a little overcast right now, but I hopefully in the afternoon it's sunny. I'll go ahead and do some garden footage at least.
Well, I also will state that I did find, well, it found me. A new dog found me. I was going down the road and we almost hit her. Trying to find her owner right now, but if we don't, obviously, you know, she's probably going to stay here and become a part of our family. But I am trying to actively find her owner. If she has one, I think she was dumped because she's a really young pup. I think that you know, her little sides were caved in. She was covered in ticks. I had to give her a bath. I had to get all the ticks off of her. I had to give her medications. You know what I'm saying? But
oh, what kind is she?
She looks like she's a mix between a golden retriever and a German shepherd, like a long-haired golden retriever and a German shepherd. That's what she looks like. I'm not sure. She's just a mutt, but she's a cutie and a sweetheart, and she'll give you kisses and love you all up. And she jumped in the car with us.
I hope
at first she was afraid, but
I hope they leave her with you because they wasn't doing that little baby right.
Yeah, and so I made sure she got her first worm treatment. She looks like she's like 3 months old. She looks very, very young. It looks like to me that she was a set of pups that somebody had, and she was the one that nobody wanted. And so we have a problem with that over here. People just throwing puppies out. My neighbor rescued one. There were 6 of them. She found all of them a home but one, so she ended up keeping one. There's some people down the street that I made friends with. Same thing. They've been like, for some reason, there's a road by me, and all it has on it is basically hunting land. And for some reason, people like to just throw out puppies over there. Why, I don't know. But the family that I met that has lived down this road longer than I have told me that this is a thing that happens around here all the time. And we don't have laws for it. It really sucks. But, you know, we try, all of us around the neighborhood try to make sure the pups find homes. You know what I'm saying? And just got a love for animals. All of us do. What was your favorite toy, Blaze, as a kid? What was one of your favorite toys that you had as a child?
Hungry Hippo and Easy Bake Oven.
Oh, that Easy Bake Oven was awesome, but it also burnt the bejesus out of me as a kid. I was trying to, you know, they had the little thing you pick up the little cake thing with, the little plastic thing, and I did it,
right,
but I accidentally burnt myself. My mama burnt herself on it too. Those things were dangerous. And I thought Miss Butterworth would really talk to you when we were kids, so I used to stare at the bottle. And I told my mama that our Miss Butterworth was broken because she wouldn't speak to me. Something was wrong with her, and I needed to go back to the store and get another one.
Exactly. Those commercials had me thinking she would talk too. I'm looking like, what's up? What's wrong with mine?
I sat there one day, my mama said, I sat there for hours staring at the bottle, waiting for her to speak to me, and she never did. I was so upset. Like, I was like waiting on her to speak to me. I was like, come on, Miss Buttersworth.
And I definitely got a couple battle wounds from that Easy Bake Oven. I definitely burnt the shit out myself a couple times.
I swear to God. And then, we like I my favorite board game when I was little was Trouble, where you had the little dice in the center and you press it, and I used to think I love that one. And then Operation. Man, we used to like Operation. I know the new games don't do it, but there's an old school one, and that thing would actually shock the bejesus out of you. Like it was.
Man, yes, that Operation. Yes.
And then remember the one where you had to put the shapes in there before it went off, or they would all pop out, and then we would do the guess who game. Does your person have red hair? Does your person have glasses?
Right. And one of the games that I love from back then that they got a new version of now, the Giant Jenga. Have you played the Giant Jenga since you've been grown?
I ain't played that one. I played the Jenga when we was little, that had the little pieces and stuff like that. But I ain't played the giant Jenga. I bet that is fun.
Charlie, that brought back so many memories. I had a ball. It was like somebody's birthday party. My brother or one of my cousins' birthday party they had it for. When I tell you the whole house was turned just off playing Jenga. It was so fun.
Oh, and then Twister. And then when you got to be a teenager, we played Drunk Twister.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. That was fun. It's still fun as that's another one of those ones you could do as an adult that's still fun if you got a little liquid courage in your system or maybe some herbal remedies in your system so you can stretch a little extra.
We be done messed up though now that our big ages. We be done pulled something if we tried that though. When you in your 30s and 40s and on up, be done pulled a muscle trying to play that.
Okay.
I gotta stretch before I play that now.
That's
Be
gonna
done
be
pulled.
part of the workout routine. Shoot.
Snook said naked Twister. Ooh.
Okay. That's the adult fun for real, for real.
Oh man. I remember when they came out when I was younger, me and my first boyfriend, we got those dice. The lick here, do this, do that. We played the dice game together. Y'all know the adult dice game. I did that before I turned 21. I realized that most of the things I did before I turned 21. I didn't drink after I turned 21. I drank before.
Me too, butt backwards. I did it all before. So now it's like special occasions, like somebody's birthday or New Year's or something. I'm not a drinker. I'm more into the herbal remedies.
Oh, Don't Wake Daddy. We all remember, man. Yeah, we all remember Don't Wake Daddy.
Yes, I love that game. Charlie, you see the back chat?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's why. Yeah.
But yeah, I remember that, and then the Tamagotchi pets, and when Polly Pocket even came out, man, we thought we was the shit with Polly Pocket because she had rubber clothing and all this other shit.
Oh, Snooks, Fumble snitched you out. Where my invitation at? Look now, I'ma stretch. I'ma get it together. I ain't gonna break nothing. I'ma stretch before I come. But look, I need a party invite. Look now. Charlie. Did I blink out, y'all, or did Charlie blink out?
Oh, I think I blinked out, y'all. I just had a moment. I apologize. See what had happened was in retrospect, my ADHD went woo.
No, not a problem. I'm about to get out of here anyway. It's a phone call. They just brought me the phone, so I'm about to get my butt up of here and be responsible. I was dreading it, but it's here. So I just wanted to touch bases with you, Charlie. I love you. I'll be back soon as I can be back. But yep, that's what's going on, and I love you. And oh shit, okay,
I love you, girl. Go take care of your business.
all right, love you. Peace.
Peace, bye. So y'all know Blaze is just fine. We just heard her voice. She's okay. For everybody that was wondering, because I know people was missing her. You know what I'm saying? Look, Snook gonna get me in trouble, y'all. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But man, I was sitting there thinking about some of the stuff we used to do as kids, and how I used to ride four-wheelers real young, and how we used to ride in the back of pickup trucks. Did y'all know it's illegal now for kids to ride in the back of a pickup truck? Oh, and then when I was young, we used to go to barn parties, right? And so we would lay down in the back of the truck bed so the popo couldn't see us, because we'd all ride in like one vehicle to try to go to the party, right? And we'd have, man, I don't know how many times I laid in the back of a pickup truck bed, drunk as hell when I was a damn teenager. I was a bad little kid sometimes, but good kid at other times. And then we used to be outside throwing rocks at each other, hitting each other, playing cops and robbers. You know what I'm saying? And we played, we was mean little kids if you think about it in some ways, but we also had a lot of fun. Hey, NTV, what's up? Good morning to everybody that I didn't get to say good morning to yet. Flip the script. Hey, good morning. But I sure did. Moto, I did think. Oh, and if y'all didn't know that Moto, in Spanish, stands for weed. I don't know if y'all know that, but I found that out. I think it's weed. I'm pretty sure. I may be wrong, but if ever somebody of Spanish descent says you got that moto, they talking about weed. I learned that. Yeah. I also learned all the curse words in Spanish, but can't I can sing it but can't speak it. It's weird. And not the best at pronunciations, because obviously that's not my native language. But I know a little bit. A little bit. Muchas gracias. I was sitting there thinking about how many of us kids. Yeah, for real, Snooks. Not joking. If a Spanish person of Spanish descent comes up to you and says you got the moto, they talking about weed. They talking about Mary Jane. I'm in love with Mary Jane. She's my main flame. She gonna make me feel alright. She make my heart sing. And yeah, I think Fumble spelled it correctly. I don't know how to spell it. Okay, in Spanish. If I have a Spanish speaker out there that knows how to spell it correctly, please let us know. Because, I don't know how to spell it. You were so innocent, Emily. I was not innocent. I admit it. Well, I kind of was and kind of wasn't. I was not the girl that slept around with every dude. I will say that it's kind of funny that, hey, Miss LaKendra, somebody tried to claim that I slept with this person, that person, this person. My body count is 3. Me and my first were first together, and it was after I graduated, because I didn't want to be a statistic. You know what I'm saying? Not putting down anybody who was, because I had friends in high school that had children. I just was scared to do that. Also, I've never had a one night stand because I was always scared to get the STDs, child. You know what I'm saying? And it was by my own choice. You know what I'm saying? I could have slept around. I could have did those things. You know what I'm saying? But I chose not to, because first off, I became pregnant with my son when I was 19 years old. I found out on my 20th birthday that I was pregnant with him, right? And so I had a kid. And I didn't want my child to look at me like mommy's a hoe or anything like that. So I focused on raising my child and doing what was right in life. You know what I'm saying? And so that was just my choice. But I had a friend who did get pregnant in high school, and she and her high school sweetheart. And the sad thing is, let me say this: the sad thing about someone who actually has or gets pregnant in high school is that they're made like, and even if they've only been with one guy the entire time, they made her feel like like her friends that had been her friends because she was part of the popular crowd, which I was friends with all of them, but I was like that person that was jumping around from this crew to that crew to this crew to that crew because I was friends with everybody. Made her like made fun of her, called her you know, a hoe and all this. I'm like, first off, the girl that's calling you a hoe has slept with almost every dude in the school, and you were with your high school sweetheart. You've had one partner this entire time, and she literally got pregnant the night she lost her virginity. I'm like, this is bullshit. Like, they don't got no right calling you no hoe. And guess what? She was an amazing woman, raised her child, finished high school, went to college, and did that damn thing. So that's why I say anybody who makes fun of Miss Amby is bullshit, because Miss Amby did that damn thing. You know what I'm saying? She had that baby. She took care of that baby. She went on and did her own shit. You know what I'm saying? Went to college, all this other stuff, graduated high school. That's one strong ass woman to do that with a baby underfoot. Tell me you would have did the same. And she took care of her child, unlike some folks who don't take care of their children. Just saying. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna say this: anybody tries to make, they can kiss my for that, because that's not cool. A lot of people, there was a lot of people who, back in the day had kids younger than they should have. But first off, it's not a mistake. The child's not a mistake, and they're doing the damn thing now. So that's all that matters. And those babies are grown now and doing their own thing, going to college, living right, got good heads on their shoulders because they had amazing parents in their life. And Mr. Fumble, don't ever put your head down for stepping up. Don't ever let nobody ever do that. No, you stepped up and some step away. Some run for them responsibility. You ran to your responsibility, not away from it. Deadbeats ain't got no right to talk shit about nobody. You did the damn thing. That's what I'm talking about. Shit. But we would think about though, like, if we pay attention to like, kids from when we were younger to what they are now, a lot of things have changed. Also, I love the fact that they think, a lot of people think what they want to think, and I don't care. I'm going to let them run with their own little narratives. I'm going to let them think I don't have a pot to piss in. I'm going to let them think I'm a dumbass. I'm going to let them think I'm a redneck. I'm going to let them think I'm a hillbilly. I don't care. Think what you want about me. If you don't know me, you don't know me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's why I say sometimes we have to let people think what they want to. Think what you're going to think, because you can't change people's minds once their mind is made up, especially if they're listening to only one side of a story, right? If they're only listening to lies, then they'll never know the truth. Hey, Kelly doll, how you doing, love? Good morning. We just talking about, different things as kids. We're talking about being parents, kids' toys that we play with that were dangerous and we didn't even know it. Having BB wars, playing, Miss Butterworth, we thought she could talk. Yeah, I have never, Mr. Fumble, I have never liked to call a child a step anything. All children deserve to be loved, and I don't believe in calling children that, because they're not steps, right? To be stepped on, they're your kids. You know what I'm saying? They're your babies. I don't like the step parent word either, because the parent is not a step. They're the ones who stepped up. They're the ones who put their, they're a parent in my eyes. Yeah, I don't like those words, Miss Nooks, and there's a reason why. Parents who step up and do the right thing, they're the parents. And that's like, with some situations, like we have people who really do go out there and live their lives and take care of their kids, and and that's as they should, Fumble, because that's what you've been there. You've been dad. You've been the one that's helped guiding them through situations. Like, I I will say this as a person who was a single mom, I let my child come to that conclusion on their own. I know, right? We used to shoot each other with BB guns, hit each other. Like, how many times should we have lost our eyesight? How many times should we have gotten like hospital visits and didn't? Oh, put a band-aid on. You'll be all right. I know. I let my child do that on his own because I didn't tell him you have to call anybody anything. You choose that if you want to. You can if you want to, right? And you have to talk to the parent who steps up and the child and let the child know they don't have to do that. They can choose to do that. Also let the parent know if they don't want to be called that, that's also okay, right? It's their choice. It's both parties' choices. That's what I did, Mr. Fumble. I let my child choose that. And that's what he chose to do. That was him saying it, not me. Never told him to do it. He chose to do that. And it means more because it actually, I've got a friend that I've known for many, many years. She has children, and she would have this one and that one and this one and that one in and out of the kids' lives and forcing them to call the other person that. I don't think that's okay. I think the child should be able to choose and say if they want to call the person that. I don't believe it's okay to force that situation because it's not true. It's not blue. And when you introduce this one, that one, and the next one to your kids, it's also not good. That's why I chose to remain celibate and single for 10 years before I found the love of my life, right? It was because I was busy being mom. It was because I wanted to make sure my child was straight. And also being a single parent out there, and you have to be worried about who you introduce to your children because you never know if that person you're introducing your child to could possibly be, a bad person, could be a pedo. You don't want to introduce that to your child. You got to be very protective. Like, I was extremely protective of my son, and I admit it because he's my miracle. Oh, Mr. Redzilla just put out an amazing video. Oh, snap. I'm gonna have to love up on that video because y'all know Mr. Redzilla, he be putting out like the best stuff. Mr. Redzilla is a good person. I like him and his people. I think they're really good people. That's just my personal opinion. Hey, Twisted Tea. Also, good morning, love. Yeah, it does. I don't introduce. If I had, when I had, was in that position, I would have never introduced them as my stepchild. That is, I would have said that is my child. Yeah, I like Mr. Redzilla and Mr. Parasite Slayer. They're all really cool people. I really like their the fact that they don't take crap from no one, and I think that's amazing. And they stick up for people who may not be able to stick up for themselves. Also, I was gonna say this. I'm gonna tell you one of my favorite video games back in the day that made me cry though at the same time. I used to play Lion King when I was little. And I cried the first time the little lion passed away because when you lost all three of your lives, he did the saddest little thing when he passed away. It was so sad. Oh yeah, they used to play war and took glass bottles, and would put firecrackers. Oh man, we used to have Miss Emily. We used to take Roman candles and shoot them at each other, like straight up hit each other with Roman candles. Used to have bottle rocket wars. used to take bottle rockets and shoot them at each other for the fun of it. Is Mr. MRE here? Did he come in? I didn't see him. I like Mr. MRE and RTC. I do. I like Rat Trap City and I like Mr. MRH. Yeah. Man, we used to throw like actual. Do y'all remember when they had the M80s? Those things were extremely dangerous. We were we were terrors as kids if you think about it. Used to almost take like mini dynamite and stuff. Oh my god. We were bad. We could have really got injured and hurt back in those days. we could have really got injured. But you know the one rule we all had, don't send nobody to the hospital. They didn't care what we played with as long as we didn't send nobody to the hospital. When I was little, I got burnt like really bad by a sparkler when I was about 14, 15 years old. I think I was 15 at the time. And here's the funny part. I got to tell y'all the story if it's a snitch on something. Okay, so we had got these metal sparklers, right? And I lit one and it burnt my hand to all get out. So then my mom goes, "You just didn't do it right." She does it. Guess what? Same thing. Then my dad goes, "Y'all two just don't know how to light sparklers." So he does it and does the same thing. I'm like, uh-huh. Y'all thought I was stupid. Uh-huh. Look, got you too, didn't it? I know, right, Snooks? We could have really hurt each other. We could have absolutely like sent each other to the hospital. We could have blew up some stuff. Think about if it blew up in our hands. Think about that crap. Like, we didn't realize how dangerous half the stuff that we were doing as kids was. I used to be the BB girl in the BB wars, you know, when everybody needed refills. And one of my friends pumped up his pump gun like 8 times or more. And from a distance, popped one of my other friends through the blue jeans, and the BB was stuck in his leg. Straight up stuck in his leg. And Miss Emily, I think it's amazing that you became the parent that he needed because his mom was a POS, in my opinion, for allowing to go down what went down. And Miss Emily, you are one strong, awesome woman. And I'm so glad that child has you as a mother. I am so glad that you are the mother to that baby. That baby deserves a good mama. That baby is beautiful. You know, so I'm just so glad that you were the one to come into his life. You know what I'm saying? Because every child deserves a parent, but not every parent deserves a child. And I'm so glad those monsters got their just desserts. And that's all I'm just glad. I'm so happy for that. I've been saying that since I heard about the situation, and I was like, yes. Oh man, can I ask y'all? Let me ask y'all who's in the audience that's in listening here. What was your favorite, or if you ever played them, what was the first video game and favorite video game that you ever played? Now, I'm gonna say this: Duck Hunter always holds a special place in my heart, and Super Mario Brothers always holds a special place in my heart. It's like that was my first, that and Gallagher, and especially Gallagher more so than Miss Pac-Man, but Miss Pac-Man's number 2, I would say. Pong, I remember Pong. That was on the Atari. Oh, and Snake. The very first mobile game, Snake, that one holds a special place. And the very first computer game that I ever played besides Minesweeper was and Solitary on computer was when they came out with the pinball game and you had to play it on MS-DOS. You know, that's something we didn't even realize we were putting in programs when we were playing games on MS-DOS as kids. Like, remember the green screen and you had to put the little code in, or you had to do / this and this prompt just to do it. Oh, Tetris. That's another one. That's another one right there. And if you had a favorite game as a little kid that we used to play outside, like red light, yellow light, Mother May I, Simon Says, which one was your favorite? Like, was it tag? Was it dodgeball? Was it, like all those little, games that we played? We did, different ones. Which one was your favorite? I think for me, I'm trying to think if it would be red light, yellow light, or Red Rover. I got to say Red Rover. Red Rover, sent Snooks right over. I loved Red Rover. That was my shit. Huggies, Vision Light, be careful, love. And they living their best life. Y'all be careful while y'all out there on these mean streets. Man, Red Rover was my favorite. And then we had I loved doing when we were little, we did this thing when I was in there, and we had where the ashes, they all fall down. I also love 7-Up when we were kids in school. Man, there's so many different things that they don't even do anymore in school. Yeah, they don't even do PE like they used to. Me and Miss Bambi were talking about that the other day. Kids don't even do PE like we used to. Remember, we used to have to do the setups, the push-ups, the jumping jacks, and then we got to run around and play games after that. But y'all had to do like the things for PE, and they don't even do that anymore. I love kickball, and I do remember square dancing now, and I can line dance like nobody's business now. I can do the electric slide all day, every day. I remember when the cha-cha slide came out when I was in high school. We did the cha-cha slide so many damn times. Are you talking about Crash Bandicoot? Not Benedict, but Crash Bandicoot? Hey, Mr. Ken, how you doing? Man, I like dodgeball. I used to hit the shit out of people with the dodgeball, but also sometimes and when we used to do jump rope outside and you learned how to double dutch for the first time, and tetherball was dangerous as shit. I don't know how many times I accidentally hit somebody in the head with a tetherball. We used to do a thing where we tried to hit each other. You would slam somebody in the head with the tetherball. Tetherball was dangerous. That was super dangerous. We were some. Oh, and Marco. Who gonna say polo? That's what I want to know. Oh, we were some bad little kids. We used to hit each other with stuff that, man, we so lucky that none of us had like. When I used to ride and I thought I was the shit with a Huffy Extreme bike when they came out with the trick bike. Somebody stole that trick bike, speaking of which I was super upset about. And then they tried to claim they didn't, but I was the only one in the area with the bike. Nobody else had it. Nobody else in my neighborhood had the Huffy Extreme except for me. And this one dude stole my bike out of my yard, and then he ended up taking the bike apart and spray painting it, trying to pretend it wasn't the bike. I was like, dude, foosball, man. I used to play pool. I also used to play pool and snooker, snooks. You know, the snooker table for pool. Mm-hmm. Man, we were some rough little kids back in the day, if you think about it. And we used to. Okay, I'm gonna tell you something. We used to go to the post office. And you know those little things they used to leave out? We would take those and we would play post office at home, like we was mailing packages. And in school, and my older sister would make up like fake tests for me to take, and she was the teacher, and all that other stuff. And then when I was in elementary, we used to play house, And one of my friends was the mama, the other one was the daddy, and I was the kid. And then we'd boss each other around and shit. We thought we was the shit doing that. Yeah, basically it's like pool snooks, but the snooker table is a little bit different. And it's smaller than a regulation pool table. Um and also if I'm not mistaken, it's like red and white balls or something like that. I played it once or twice when I was younger. I ain't played pool in so many years though. Oh my god, ding dong ditch, egg and cars. Remember when we used to roll houses? Oh my god. If you got mad at somebody or you wanted to prank your friend, you would roll their yard with a bunch of toilet paper and then lighting the poo on fire and putting it on somebody's porch and ringing the bell if there was that, that one mean old person that lived in the neighborhood, or that one mean person that lived in the neighborhood that nobody liked, and like if your ball went in their yard they'd try to keep it, or your frisbee or something. And they used to take the poo and put it in the bags and then, you know, ring the doorbell and oh yeah, hanging out at the skating rink. That was the thing. And playing pinball on the pinball machines. And I used to play the arcade games in the like I was the kid that you were going to find in the arcade section at the skating rink. And the nachos with the cheese at the skating rink and the pizza. Almost every one of them had pizza. You'd get you a slice of pizza and all that stuff. I would be the one that you would find in the arcade section while everybody else was skating. I was the kid that was in the arcade section hanging out. That was me. They used to have, if y'all remember on the pinball machines, they used to have it to where like the high number, it wasn't even digital. It was like, it looked like those old gas things that flipped over with the numbers on it. I remember when they became digital. It was crazy. It was like, oh my God, it's digital. You could put your name in there digitally. And then we used to try to like fight for the number one spot on all the arcade games. And if you got to put your initials, and you only got to put 3 letters. So, eventually they did come out with more letters, but it used to be you had to put your initials in to be number one. We had so much fun as kids, though, if you really think about it. Sometimes we'll talk about how dangerous it was, but we had a lot of fun if you think about it. And even in middle school and high school, I was friends with pretty much everybody in high school. I was that kid that I'd be hanging out with this crowd one day, that crowd next day, and so on and so forth. So I jumped around a lot to different people. I had my main set, but then I would just be jumping around everywhere because I was friends with everybody. Um, I would chill with everybody. There's only one crowd I didn't hang out with too much because I just didn't like the way they treated each other. We called them the preps back in the day, which was basically the popular kids. I was cool with some of them, but there was a lot of them that were just bitchy and mean for no apparent reason, and they would stab each other in the back, and I didn't like that shit. I was like, nah, I'm cool. I'll pass and go. I'm telling you, Mr. Ken, man, I remember when, we was little kids and your grandparents or your parents would send you into the store to go buy them either some beer or some cigarettes or whatever, go pay for the gas, go get this and that on the list. And you got a list and you could walk in there and you could get anything. And they wouldn't ask you for nothing. They'd be like, what, mom and daddy sent me in here to get this, or my mom and papa sent me to get in here to get this. And you go get everything on the list. You pick up their cigarettes. You pick up everything. And they used to send us into the store to go get their shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we used to do all kind of stuff. Baby, why don't here, take this right here and go get me such and such, such and such, such and such. Baby, go in there and get in my grandma. She used to drink my beer, but she only drank like one or two at night, and it was because the doctor had gave her that as a well, I was never clubbing at 14, Mr. Kim, but because I was the kid that stayed home reading books and was kind of nerdy, and wanted to play the video games and stuff like that. But I'm gonna tell you what I did do. Before they came out with three-way calling, me and my friends decided I'm gonna call you and you're gonna call somebody else. And we did like three-way calling, but made it a party line, right? And let's just say every one of us kids got grounded from the phone because we ran up our mom and daddy's phone bills, not knowing that three-way calling was an extra charge. We didn't, that was before they put it in with the package that three-way calling wasn't an extra charge and that call waiting wasn't an extra charge. We didn't know that it was an extra charge. Man, I ran up the phone bill. I got in so much damn trouble. And kids nowadays will really not know what a house phone really is. A lot of people don't even have house phones anymore. Some people still do, but very few. Hey, Mr. Chris. Yeah, we used to do the party line. Like I would call, my friend would call me, then I would call somebody else. That person would call somebody else, and so on and so forth. Have like 20 people on the phone at one time, and every damn one of us got grounded at the same time because we ran up mom. Well, they didn't find out till a month later because obviously back then, phone bills were once a month. So on the next bill, when they got the breakdown, they figured out who was doing it. We all got in trouble. Every damn one of us. So much trouble. I remember when they had car phones and it was like this big brick thing and you had to plug it into the cigarette lighter and you were the shit if you had a car phone. Like if your family had a car phone, oh my god, you were so awesome. Like you were so awesome if you had one. And I remember the cell phones that first came out. A lot of people think Nokia was the first cell phone. No, it wasn't. The very first one looked like a brick. When I mean it looked like a brick, it looked like a brick you was holding to your head. It was huge. And then they had the extendable, like that. They didn't have when we saw our Nokias as some of us as millennials. It had the pull out one. I remember the ones that had the antenna that was just up there, and watching Saved by the Bell will bring back some memories for a lot of people because a lot of that shit was what a lot of people had. And a lot of the I remember seeing my very first computer when I was a kid. And I remember when they used to have those ones that were just for typing and doing documents, and the lettering was green when you turned on the screen. It was green. Didn't have all these other colors and pretty fancy stuff. It was green and it looked blocky and it was crazy. I forgot the name of what those were called. Um, Specifically, they had a name. I remember the first time I saw one. I remember when they used to have those floppy disks that were bigger than your head. And then they came out with the mini floppy disks, and we thought that was crazy. And then when CDs came out, oh my god. And then DVD players, and then it went from DVD to Blu-ray. I was like, oh my god. Yeah, it was a whole suitcase. I forgot about that one. Thank you, babe, for reminding me. The cell phone that they had that was like a whole suitcase. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, Mr. Chris, I remember when dishwashers became a thing. I remember before they was a dishwasher, I was the dishwasher. I was the dishwasher. Most of us was. Also, remember when we were the antenna for the TV and you were the remote? You got up and changed the TV. They wasn't no TV remote. You was the remote. Get up there and go change that TV. If you had rabbit ears on your TV, you had to hold the antenna, put your leg out to the left. You remember when you had hair, Mr. Chris? Oh, man. Howard the Duck. That's another thing. Oh, I remember Howard the Duck. Oh yeah, Howard Johnson's, the old hotels and shit. You talking about those? Oh yeah, man, that used to be the shiznit. We had one that the hotel is still there, but they changed the eatery to now it's a Mexican restaurant. But it used to be the eatery that also belonged to the restaurant. And I miss that place because that was like a childhood memory. I remember when they used to get the triple dip cones. And you got like you could get a Neapolitan, which was you had one chocolate side, one it had 3 cones together. The cones were together. And you could get 3 different flavors of ice cream and you had 3 different cones and they were stuck together. I don't even know if they still do that anymore. Um, the triple cones, I know that a place near me used to do the triple cone and all 3 cones were together, the ice cream cones. You like now when they say triple cones, people think three scoops. But when I was little, they had actually 3 cones that were stuck together. They were waffle cones, and they would give you different flavors on each one of soft serve. It was the shit, man. I do miss some of the things that we had. You know, there's a lot of things that you know that they had to start. They literally for a while took the Wonder Balls off the shelf and the things that we used to have as kids, you know, the little chocolate things that had little toys and shit in it because kids were getting choked on it. They never gave us warnings like that. We didn't have warnings on shit. Like no warnings whatsoever. If you did it, you was just dumb. Yep. They used to only crack the window. I remember that, man. And then they started, like, our parents didn't care about secondhand smoke. What the fuck is that? They didn't give a damn. Didn't have no seatbelt on. You know what I'm saying? Man, we lucky to be alive today. A lot of people don't realize we are lucky to be alive. Oh man, I remember the old panel wagons they used to have, Mr. Chris. You don't even see those anymore. You don't see those kind of cars anymore. I remember being like we used to ride and where like the trunk area was. We used to actually ride in the back of pickup trucks. Um, man, we did so much stuff as kids that nowadays is considered so dangerous. They didn't have warnings on anything. If it was a choking hazard and your ass was stupid enough to stick it down your throat, well, you deserved it. Um, um, you know, kids eating Tide Pods, we knew better than to touch that shit as kids. We knew better that, like, our parents didn't child lock a damn thing in the house. There was nothing locked up. Chemicals was just sitting right out in the open. You know what I'm saying? We knew better than to touch that shit. First off, our parents would bust our bottoms. Second off, we knew not to touch that stuff. Like, you knew better. You didn't go around playing with the bleach. You know what I'm saying? You didn't touch the Pine Sol. You didn't try to drink it as a kid. Like we didn't do dumb shit like that. We knew better. Oh yeah, we used to be in the back of the truck with the back down. Could have slid right out the truck onto the pavement. You know what I'm saying? Could have did it, but we knew how to ride that truck. We know how to sit in the back of that truck. Now, never one of us fell out the back of that truck. You know what I'm saying? Now, never one of us. Hell, we used to sometimes stand up in the back of the truck. And you know how dangerous that really is. You didn't see none of us fall out. We knew one simple rule. Go do what you're going to do. Go play. But better not nobody be sent to the hospital. We knew not to do some shit that's going to make us have to go to the hospital. Now, I got told we had corners on our table that were, I mean, I busted the side of my head on one of them corners because I was being a dumbass. Let me tell y'all a story about myself. So, when I was about 6, 7 years old, we had one of those tables that had the square table with those sharp ass corners. Like they didn't round off the corners of the table or nothing, dangerous as hell. They round corners nowadays. They didn't do that when we was kids. And I was balancing my chair on the legs, knowing that was dangerous hell. And my daddy told me not to do it, and I didn't listen. And guess what had happened was I busted the side of my head, and I couldn't get stitches where I busted it because this was back when they came out with butterfly stitches. If y'all remember butterfly stitches, because it was right there where my eye meets my temple, and I busted that real bad. I remember when the glue came out and you didn't have to get stitches no more. And they came out with that glue that could glue your skin back together. You know how I know about it? My daddy had a pepper jar in the fridge. I didn't know the lid wasn't screwed on all the way. I picked it up and dropped it, and it sliced my whole hand wide open. And when I went to the hospital, I was like, I'm going to have to get stitches. And come to find out, they had just came out with that glue, so you didn't have to get stitches, and it left less of a scar. So my hand got glued back together. It was really cool. Yeah, and Saturday morning cartoons, Mr. Chris, kids will never understand. We didn't have cartoons every day of the week for a very long time. You had Saturday morning cartoons. A lot of people don't even know who Willie the Steamboat is, and the fact that there was a Mickey Mouse before there was a Mickey Mouse, before his name was Mickey Mouse. They'll never know who Woody the Woodpecker really was. They never knew the joy of watching black and white cartoons, and then when you finally got color ones, you thought it was the shit. They'll never understand what it was like for us to, we had to wait for our program to come on. And if I remember when VCRs come out, you could set them, and I remember having when they had the before VCRs had a rewind button, you had a separate thing that you had to put the VCR tape in to rewind the tape. And always remember this one saying, please be kind and rewind. Everybody knows where that came from. Please be kind and rewind. I always had to check the tape and make sure it was rewound before you press play. I remember when we used to take pencils and put them in the cassette tapes to rewind it because the rewind on your stereo done messed up. I remember when before stereos had rewind buttons, you had a separate thing to do that with. And the way we used to rewind, you want to know how we used to rewind, kids? We played the other side of the tape so that the other side of the tape would be rewound. If your rewind button messes up, you turned it over and fast forwarded. If you didn't want to do the pencil trick, you turned the tape over and fast forwarded the other side so you could flip it back over and play the other side. That's if your rewind messed up. And if you fast forward messed up, you kind of did the same thing. You flipped it over, rewound just a little bit, flipped it back over. Or you use the pencil trick or pen trick. Kids nowadays will never know what that was like. Or when you used to make mixtapes back in the day, and you had to wait until the DJ be quiet, and you had to go call the request line to request your favorite song on the radio, and you hoped you got through, and you tried to record all your favorite songs, and you had to stop, rewind, get it perfect, just to be able to make your mixtape of the music you liked. You sitting there waiting, and it takes you 2 or 3 days to get your mixtape right or something. I also remember when I was in high school, I had a friend who used to jank music and burn me CDs when I was in high school. I didn't have to buy a lot of music. She burnt the CDs for me. We always had that one friend whose parents bought all the new CDs, so everybody else got a burnt copy. I remember when that came out. When you were able to do that, when people used to steal music off Napster. We used to pirate the shit out of music as kids. Music, TV shows, movies. Oh, remember when you knew that one person who had the $5 DVDs and you got the brand new movie? You didn't have to go to the theater. You got the brand new movie for $5. There was always that one person who had it. Oh man, I remember my sister did that, Mr. Chris. She requested, if I'm not mistaken, it was the Brandy song, Brandy and Monica song. She also did Monica for You I Will, but The Boy Is Mine by Brandy Monica. And she also did For You I Will lay my life on the line. For you I will find a heart. For you I would die with every breath, with all my soul. I give my word, I give it all. Boy, if I could be, oh baby, I want to be. Yeah, that was her shit. And I know that whole song because of her. I know that whole song. Oh, I love Boys to Men now. Now, To the End of the Road will always have a special place for me. Because there was a friend of ours who passed away. She went through a sunroof. And it was kind of, I know it's a love song, but it was kind of dedicated to her at her funeral. To the end of the road, still I can't let go. It's unnatural. You belong to me. I belong to you, girl. To the end of the road, still I can't let go. It's unnatural. You belong to me. I belong to you. Girl, I know you really love me. You just don't realize. You've never been there before. It's only your first time. Yes, I be loving me some Boys to Men. Pouring out a little, yeah, pouring out a little taste for the homies. Pouring out a little taste for the homies. Pouring one out for the homies, man. We used to do that all the time. Oh, and the Philly blunts, yeah, the Phillies, man. People used to get those all the time, and then it became Swisher Sweets. Then it was something else, and all that other shit. You know, it's changed so much. Now they got the pre-rolls. Now they got the ones that are already cut up for you. They already got the cigar stuff out of it. You know what I'm saying? And back in the day, you had to cut it open yourself and do all that stuff. You had to remove it for yourself. Nowadays they got the rolls that they got the wrappers without it, and you're like, oh, so much simpler nowadays. But I do have to, in just a minute, get off here because I have to go do some dishes. I got to do some cleaning because people's got oh yeah, the Nate Dogg wraps. They got them raw ones now too. I remember when I doing the boat when you used to have to get the they used to call them papers. You got to go get your papers. Hey, let me hit them 2.5s up there. Give me them papers over there. Yeah. Give me them zigzags, dog. If you don't know what the zigzags are, I don't know what to tell you. I remember the purple Indian spray. And if you don't know what the purple Indian spray, you never grew up in the hood. I'm just saying. And the Crown Royal bags we used to play with when we was kids. And I'm supposed to show y'all what we called the purple Indian spray back in the day. There was a reason why we called it that. Hold on, let me present screen to y'all right quick. This is what, if you ever get a chance to get it, this stuff will cover the smell of anything. And this used to be the spray right here. It was this one right here. Let me show y'all the image. Let me view image. This was the purple, but it at one time, I will say they did change the way the can looks, because at one time it was a deeper purple than this, and the only thing that was on it, the Indian head was on one side, and that other thing was on the other side, and it was way bigger. So they did change the look of the can from what it used to look like, but this is what we called The purple Indian spray when we was kids. That's what we called it because it had a big old Native American hand on it. So we just called it the purple Indian spray. And that stuff will cover the smell of anything. That stuff is amazing. I wonder if I can't find the original can, like what it used to look like, because that's what it looks like now. But yeah, it was the best spray to ever hit the market, and everybody had some in their house back in the day. We called it the purple Indian spray. But you can't find the original bottle, the OG bottle anymore, what it used to look like. And they used to have incense for that same brand. And you could get it at the corner store. Yup. They used to have that at the corner store. Everybody could get it. They even had the incense and everything. You had to have the yak with the cola back. I remember when the old dudes used to sit there with the they'd either have Erkin jerk or they'd have some E40s. They'd have their 40s. That's what we called them, 40s back in the day. The Old English or the Miller Lite. The OE40. Remember the OE40s? Man, the old man was all about them OE40s back in the day. You know, there was always that man that'd be sitting at the corner store and he'd have his brown paper bag wrapped around that OE40. And that was his drink of choice. That was always that. Everybody knew somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? That used to be the thing. Yeah, and then when we was kids, what we always got a hold of was the MD, the Mad Dog 4040, and the Boonies Farm. Man, you could get the Mad Dog. Kids nowadays will never understand about Mad Dog. They will never understand about they will never understand the MD 2020. It was MD 2020, MD 4040, whatever. I think it was 2020. I thought it was MD 4040. Why did I think that? I don't know. But they'll never understand that right there. I used to get, my favorite was the blue kind. I like the blue kind, the blue raspberry. I remember when we used to drink the Mad Dog. Man, that was what we could get a hold of. Hey, Lady Red, good morning. Goldschlager, man, and Southern Comfort. Now I'm gonna tell you something. I was talking to somebody that was from England, and they thought E&J was the best brandy. I was like, Erkenjerk ain't the best brandy. We used to call it Erkenjerk. And it ain't the best brandy. That's Rock Gut. The best brandy is Paul Masson. Everybody knows Paul Masson is the best brandy. I had to tell him, it's like, get you some Paul Masson. E&J Erkenjerk, that shit ain't smooth. We call that Rock Gut. And the damn Zima. And the first time I heard about White Claws was from a white girl. I didn't know about the White Claws because I wasn't, I didn't grow up in that. I grew up in, I didn't grow up in white culture like that. I admit it. I didn't know what a White Claw was at first. Southern Comfort, Canadian Mist. We used to do the cheap brand of vodka back in the day. I haven't never tried a White Claw either, Mr. Chris. I guess I'm just not a basic white bitch. But we used to do what was the name of it? It was Aristocrat. Aristocrat vodka was the cheapest vodka you could get. It was $12.58. or $13.58 for a half a gallon. Oh, and I remember when Smirnoff first came out. Oh man, we thought Smirnoff was so cool, and then Smirnoff Triple Black came out because it was 3 times the amount of alcohol. I remember when Smirnoff even came out, and before Smirnoff, it was Jack Daniels. It was the Jack Daniels wine coolers. It was the Jack Daniels the punch kind. And Surgents. It was Surgents. I remember the first wine coolers. The very first what we call wine coolers was you had I think it was called Sergeants or something like that, and then you had when the Jack Daniels came out, everybody thought those were the best thing ever. Oh, you talking about Kahlua mudslides? Now I'm gonna tell you something. Or White Russians, yeah, my grandmama loved shit like that. And I know what you mean. It's actually KULHUA or something shit like that. I'm gonna say something we did when I was in high school, and we didn't know how dangerous it was. Jaeger bombs. We didn't know that Jaeger bombs could blow up your heart. We was over here mixing Red Bull and Jägermeister like it wasn't nothing. You know, the Red Bulls and the Jägermeister, and we was drinking it, and we thought it was the coolest shit. We had no idea that shit could blow your heart up. A lot of us kids are lucky to be alive now because we had no idea that Jaeger bombs were so dangerous. Yep, they would come in a 4-pack. My grandmama's favorite one was the Fuzzy Navel or whatever. She loved the peach ones. Jaeger bombs can blow your heart up. We didn't know that shit because of the upper and the downer in it. They've literally come out with a thing saying it can blow your heart up. We didn't know that shit as kids. And you better get Jägermeister. You better get it cold. I mean, ice cold. Put it in the freezer. We used to do the Hunch Punch, moonshine, and you basically mix it with all different kind of fruits and shit. And don't eat the fruit. Don't be a fool. Don't be a fool. Don't eat the fruit. You talking about watermelon crawl? No, y'all ass gonna be doing more than crawling. You ain't even gonna know your first name no more. You gonna forget who birthed you. You gonna forget where you at. Don't if you ever get a hold of some Hunch Punch, don't eat the fruit. Don't be no fool. Don't be no fool. A lot of them people being fools eating that damn fruit, knowing that shit's gonna knock you off your ass. You get sick as a dog too. Be careful with that fruit that's been soaking in that damn liquor all damn day. You should take the watermelons, you puncture a little hole in it, and then you'd get all the watermelon itself out of it, and you'd pour the liquor directly into the watermelon. But we used to have a thing where they would do a mixture of all different kind of liquors, and they would put it with a bunch of different kind of fruit, and they called it Hunch Punch. And I'm gonna tell you something, that shit would mess you up and you be ready to hunch. That's why they called it Hunch Punch. And secondly, don't eat the fruit. Don't be no fool. You eat one piece of fruit and your ass is on your ass. I'm just saying. Let me see if I can find and show y'all what Hunch Punch is. If they even got it see if they got the original OG recipe. That stuff will mess you up, dog. I'm just saying, don't eat the fruit. We did it with all different kind of things though, so it may not be exactly the same as it was or whatnot when I was a kid. It says right here, basic Hunch Punch is 1.1750 milligram bottle of Everclear, 1 gallon of fruit punch and ice. More elaborate Hunch Punch, 3 gallons of fruit punch, 16 ounces of orange juice frozen, 16 ounces of pineapple juice, 8 cups of lemon lime soda, 8 cups of ginger ale, 1 750 ml bottle of Everclear, 1 750 milliliter bottle of vodka and ice. Now, dirty Hunch Punch, that's 1 750 milliliter bottle of Everclear, 750 milliliter bottle of coconut rum, 750 milliliter bottle of vodka, 16 ounces of pineapple juice, 1 gallon of fruit juice, orange and pineapple slices, and ice. Now, we didn't just do, pineapples and oranges and all that shit. They did every fruit. You know what I'm saying? And it was Everclear and vodka and woo, sometimes moonshine. Yeah, you be careful. Different people make their hunch punch different. Some people was using moonshine and Everclear. And Everclear was like straight up you could light Everclear on fire. Let's say this Everclear was it was in a thing of its own. Everclear was. You would get so messed up on Everclear, that shit was crazy. Everclear was like the one that you knew you was gonna get throwed, and you know you was gonna be crawling by the end of the night if you messed around with Everclear. You already knew it. And then abstinent. When abstinent was a thing, oh my God. Have you been seeing some of the shit these kids been doing with abstinent nowadays? These kids is crazy as hell. I thought we were bad. They be doing some crazy thing. Abstinent, man, we all knew that there was a limit on abstinent. These kids nowadays be doing some crazy shit with it. You know, you can't even hardly find that shit no more. Okay, Miss Amanda, I'm gonna look right quick. Let's go here. Awesome sauce, Miss Amanda. So far they've been baby's been in surgery for 5 hours and doing well so far. And they're placing the shunt right now. So the first part of the surgery went well. Yay! Now we're just waiting on the second part, and we're gonna get a hell yeah when she come out. Whoop whoop. Yeah, there is a difference between the American version of abstinent and the Euro version. I've heard the Euro version really mess you up. I have. I heard the Euro version really would mess you up, bro. We gonna do the damn thing. I remember when Grey Goose vodka first came out. I remember when it became a thing, and then I remember when Patron came out, and people thought if you had Patron, you was the shit. I remember when some of those alcohols even like really became famous or really got like more to more people kind of situation. The Euro has a worm which will make you hallucinate. Now I will say a lot of people don't know that back in the day there used to Jose Cuervas used to have everybody knew about the worm bottle, but they also had suckers back in the day. Now, I got to tell y'all a story on myself. They had Jose Cuervo suckers with worms in them. They actually had suckers that had worms in them. So as a kid, my mom and daddy had some. My bright idea as a kid was to try to pass out all the suckers. Hey, twin mama love. My bright idea was to hand out all the suckers to the kids in the neighborhood, not knowing that it was an alcohol sucker and that you wasn't supposed to do that. So I got in so much trouble because I thought it was the coolest thing ever that there was a sucker with a worm in it. I didn't know that I was doing something wrong. I thought it was a sucker with a hole in it. You know, I really thought that it was the coolest shit. Like, I remember the color of them. They were yellow and they had a worm in it, and they were like octagon kind of circular shape. And you can't even hardly find that no more. But I remember those when I was little. They had the Jose Cuervas tequila suckers with worms in them. I don't even know if you can find the exact ones anymore. I don't even know. It's hard to even find the Jose Cuervas with the worm in it. You used to get the Jose Cuerva, the Jose Cuerva, and you got the worm in it. And they're sitting here saying on Google, no, they didn't. Yes, the fuck they did. I saw that shit my damn self. Lying fuckers. Google's lying. I know I saw the damn bottle. I know they had the suckers with it because I passed those bitches out. And yes, they did. Fucking tequila did have. There was a tequila with worm in it. I remember it, and I remember it being Jose. I'm just trying to see if they actually have images of the old school, like it had like a mealy worm in it or something. And I remember those suckers because I handed them out when I was a kid. I'm looking at the ones they have nowadays. They don't look like the ones they used to have back in the day. I don't even know if I'd be able to find them anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because those were old school. They were yellow looking, like this yellowish color, and I can't even find them anymore. It'd been cool if my mom and dad had kept some of those. But yeah, they used to have tequila with worms in it. I remember that tequila because I used to think it was the coolest shit. It might have not have been Jose Cuervas. It might have been another name tequila, but it was a tequila. There was a tequila with a worm in it. I remember that tequila. Because my mom and dad used to get bottles of it, and I used to think it was the coolest shit to have a worm in it as a little bitty kid. Oh, it's an agave worm? Yeah. Okay. See, I knew there used to be. I remember that. Mm-hmm. And they used to have a sucker that had it in it too when we were kids. And I passed them out to every kid in the neighborhood. I got in trouble. I got in so much trouble because it was a liquor sucker and I wasn't supposed to do that. And I just thought it was the coolest thing because it had a worm in it. I got in so much trouble, twin mama, because I had the bright idea to share it with all my friends. But yeah, there was so much that we think about nowadays that is different from back then. But we had so much fun as kids and we did such stupid shit. It was fun. You know what I'm saying? But it was I didn't know that it was bad. Yeah. And everybody always said the worm is what really messed people up. So whoever got the worm was like toe up from the flow up, is what I heard. I never got to drink it with the worm in it myself. Um, but I do remember it. I know that the sucker, I wasn't supposed to touch those suckers. My mom and dad had them on the top of the fridge, and I was like a little monkey when I was little. I would climb on everything, and I climbed up on the countertops to get to them, and I got in so much trouble trying to pass those out because they were actually liquor pops, and I didn't know it. I got in so much trouble. I just remember getting in so much trouble for that, and my mom and dad having to go at every house in the area and get them back from my friends. And thank God none of them ate it yet, because mom would go, "Where are my suckers at?" And I go, "Oh," and they knew I had something to do with it. They knew I did. But I have to get off here. I got to go do those dishes. I've been putting it off, and I got to go do it. So I'm gonna go do the dishes. I will see y'all out on these streets. Is anybody doing any lives soon so that I can promote it and tell people where to go and all that good lovely stuff? If anybody's doing any lives soon, please let me know. Because I like to do that. I like to tell people, hey, such and such is live. Let me look on my live list and see who's live at this moment. Okay. Let's check my live list right now. So right now, well, I guess not a lot of people are alive right now. If anybody has any lives that they're going to go live later or this afternoon, please put it in chat so people know that you're going live later. And they'll know what times and all that stuff. And so they can check you out, because sometimes YouTube don't give notification. And sometimes YouTube is a D. But I just want to send y'all love. I'm just get off here. I got to go do that right quick. Hugsies. Love all you, my angels. Thank you all for being here today. Thank you for chilling with me. Thank you for anybody who decides to hit the Cash App. Thank you for everybody who hits the like button. Thank you for everybody who's just chilling, became a member, all those good, lovely things, right? So I just want to thank everybody for all of their, just everything. I'm very grateful for all that you do, all that you have done. Oh, I think Barefoot is going live. So if you want to listen to some music this morning, I'm going to post this link in there for anybody that wants to go chill with Barefoot and listen to some music. Y'all have a good day. I will see y'all out on these streets. Bye, y'all.
I'm from the TUPELO. I'm reppin' my hood, so love I'm gon' show. From the TUPELO. I'm reppin' my hood to the day that I go. From the TUPELO. I'm reppin' my hood, so love I'm gon' show. From the TUPELO. I'm ripping my hood to the day that I go.
I'm from the west side, we don't need no introduction. This was the best ride. We all big boy rolling and holding. Come take a test drive. Hilldale, Evergreen, Glenkirk, Outer Street, bending every corner on the west, and that's where I'll be. Sunroof back, Captain C banging down 1800, chunking up the deuce to my post slanging down on 1800. Show no love to the ladies that's training round on 1800, making time stand still. Crystalline swinging down on 1800. Watching out for them rubberheads that be stanging round on 1800. Big rims and low pros be blanging round on 1800. Better completely change the way you're thinking about round 1800. Really hate to see you boys get left slanking round 1800. Out of street got some history, just let Captain C lay it out. If I don't finish it all on this one, let the second verse break it out. Remember the blue war promising OG standing back there by 60 deep. Bull walking, saw blue a big Anthony using P.
I'm from the TUPELO. I'm reppin' my